but rather see this as a reason to protest what they consider to be the government's ongoing failings and its pandering to the upper classes. Some protesters seem to be more worried about the cases of Belgian flu in Britain and the government's lack of action. Though the illness is mainly confined to the continent, some reports have come in that people in Britain might no longer be safe from this ravaging disease. Whether or not this is the onset of large-scale social uprisings, such as we have seen on the continent over the last few months, remains to be seen. The government must act swiftly and deftly if they have any hope of containing this problem, especially now that problems in Belfast are quickly reaching boiling point, while our capital is in chaos. To all those living in and around London, find a safe place for tonight and prepare to be indoors for several days. Take care of your neighbours. As always, Britain will prevail.
James, are you sure that this is the place to hide? I mean, your ruddy family lives here. Once they figure out you're involved in this is one of the first places they'll look.
Who would think my family would let me into their house after so long? I haven't been here in years. Hasn't changed a bit, though.
I guess I don't use this place much.
No, I suppose not. It's almost exactly like I remember it.
James, this is not the time for reminiscing. They're coming for you, and we both know it. I'm risking a lot just by helping you. Hide the intelligence somewhere here so we can clear your name later.
You really think they won't listen to me?
I'm sorry, James, but you haven't been in touch for over a year. We all assumed you'd crossed over.
All of you?
Well, even I had my doubts. But I'm glad I was wrong. I knew you couldn't have anything to do with this bombing. Still, the brass might not agree. Look, the fire you have here goes a long way towards clearing your name. But we'll have to get them to listen first, so that's what I'll do.
Thank you for your trust, old friend. And I don't blame you for having doubts. I've been in deep. There were times even I wasn't sure whether I was acting at all or if I agreed with them. But when I got onto this plan...
They've started a panic that is spreading as we speak. They don't deserve sympathy. Whatever lofty ideals they think they're serving, they're hurting our country, and we need to stop them. Once the situation is resolved, you can come out of hiding. We'll have to wait till this is over before I can bring you in. But you'll have to let me handle this, James. I'll let you know when it's safe.
Understood. The old signal, right?
Never saw any use for another.
Just like old times.
Almost.
Do you think they'd still recognize me?
James, this isn't helping.
You're not answering my question.
When you left, how old was Lucy? 4? I doubt they'd realize it was you. Sarah could have told you that could have told the children you died for all you know.
All right, never mind. But I did it for my country.
I know that. I understand, but that doesn't matter. They won't. I'm sorry, but it's best you focus. You've got plenty of time for daydreaming once I've left. You're sure Sarah is gone?
Knowing Sarah, she's taken the children to her parents in Wales the minute she heard of the bombing. She always was so concerned for the children. A bit too much, if you ask me.
Well, she isn't asking you, I reckon. So she'll have flown the nest hours ago.
They'll be with my in-laws by now, probably. Warm and safe. Far from here. In Wales.
Alright, you've got your place here. You've got food for 2 days, clothes. I've got to get moving. They'll be needing me back at headquarters. I'll start clearing your name.
Thank you, Reginald. You're all that stands between me and a traitor's death. I owe you my life.
You owe me a lot more than just your life.
Fix it, Reggie.
I will.
I'm sorry, Sarah, Lucy, Johnny.
Johnny, go get that sister of yours down here now. We need to get to this shelter immediately.
Oh, shit.
Easy now, everyone. The entrance is right here.
Watch your step. Stairs are a bit tricky.
Ed, have you got the key? Don't tell me you left it in the house.
I haven't. Here, look, in my hand.
I can't see anything. Okay, wait. Everyone, I just have to get the lock. Shouldn't this be locked? Why isn't it locked?
Does that really matter? A shelter's useless if we're locked out. Sarah, the bag is rather heavy.
Well, hurry up then. Let's send everyone quickly. Johnny, sweetheart.
Yes, Mom.
Go and help Mrs. Doncaster in. Mrs. Doncaster, are you all right?
Oh, at my age, stairs can become quite an adventure, and I'm rather breathless at the moment, but thank you, young man, whoever would think of building a shelter with a staircase.
My husband built this shelter himself, actually.
Oh, me a man mouth. And where is your husband exactly?
Johnny!
Coming, Uncle Ed.
Watch out for Mr. Doncaster, Johnny. Are you sure we shouldn't help your husband come down?
Oh, we'll be fine. Clarence won't accept help. His bones don't grow old, or so he likes to think.
Vivian, I'm not that old.
Of course you are, darling.
Shall I take your arm, sir?
Get your... No. I may be a man with 3 feet, but I'm still capable of putting the two before the other, thank you.
Clarence!
I'm not that old, Vivian.
You are being rude, Clarence.
Mother, Uncle Ed wants to know if you were done chit-chatting and could come up to help him. His words.
Sometimes I wonder why I ever let him be part of my family.
He's your older brother. He let you into his family.
You watch it, young man.
So that's your uncle, is he?
Yes, sir.
Doesn't look like he's got much fight in him. Was he ever in the army?
Clarence.
Oh, no, sir. He never finished basic training. He was injured. Something about his ankles, I think.
Injured? Right.
He is, sir.
Didn't say he wasn't, did I? How old are you, boy?
15, sir.
So you're too young, is it?
Too young for what, sir?
To sign up for the army, dear.
Oh, yeah. I know that.
Too young. How do you feel about that?
Please, dear.
No, let the boy answer. How do you feel about that?
Clarence!
I can't help that. You know that.
No, you can't. Just stop trying to.
I am trying to, because I want you to think about this.
Could you fix the radio, please?
Right. Johnny, lend me a hand, will you?
Are you having a little domestic?
Well, I think that's all, isn't it?
Have you brought clothing? Because it can get really cold with these kind of things.
Yes, I think everyone is quite enough to keep clean and snug.
You think? You don't seem convinced yourself, dear. A good mother must always be sure of what she does. Have you brought enough food as well?
Yes, of course.
Just checking it off the list, dear. And have you actually brought...
Clothes, food, candles, matches, water, a toothbrush? Yes, I think we brought everything in.
As long as you're sure, dear.
Oh, not to worry, Mrs. Doncaster, I am.
Oh, and you may call me Vivian, darling.
How generous of you, Mrs. Doncaster.
That's a malicious cough you have there, dear. I hope there are enough sweaters in those bags you brought down, Sarah. You might be catching a cold.
Oh, it's nothing, Vivian. I'm a strong man.
I'll lock the door, shall I?
Hold on, Sarah. I do believe you're forgetting something.
What do you mean?
Lucy.
Lucy?
Lucy.
Lucy? Where's Lucy? Johnny, where's your sister?
You forgot about your daughter.
I did not forget her. I saw her go outside already.
Uh-huh.
She is 17 and she's totally capable of handling herself.
Mm-hmm.
Ed, where is she?
She's still outside. She's,
She's what?
let's say she's busy.
Busy with what?
She's 17, Sarah.
Oh dear Lord, now she decides to, now of all times. That's no way to behave at a time like this.
Children always imitate the behavior of their parents.
Lucy is not a child.
No, she definitely isn't.
Oh, shush, Ed. You're the one who left her outside. You know where she is and you're not even bothering to get her back in. Do you want her to get caught up in all of this? Do you want to see her get hurt or ill?
I'm sorry, Sarah. I just thought she might like some privacy.
Well, privacy is a luxury none of us can afford at the moment, unfortunately. Especially not at that age.
All right, easy now. She's not as juvenile as you seem to think. I'm just saying, she needs some time to get to know herself.
Edward, that's not something to be discussed publicly.
Oh, shush, Sarah. She won't be doing it in public.
Lucy!
Oh, you're already in here.
What are you doing?
I'd have thought it was rather clear what they were doing.
Yes, it is, and that is exactly my point. What were you doing outside? We're in a state of emergency, and you decide to just stay out and mess about with this boy.
Henry, Mum.
I am here now, aren't I?
Well, that's not the point.
Then why bring it up?
Because you turned up with a complete stranger in our family shelter.
He's not a stranger.
Perhaps not to you.
But he is to me.
You should really talk to each other more. A healthy mother-daughter relationship is the foundation for a healthy family life.
Let's just get settled in, shall we?
While the riots in London are continuing, disgruntled people are lashing out against any form of authority. Similar situations are developing in Birmingham, Liverpool and Glasgow, among others. Belfast, in the meantime, was once again the scene of extreme violence, forcing the British troops stationed there into action. What started as a single, terrifying attack on our nation's capital has now sparked widespread chaos. And so, as night falls on the second day of riots, there is no end in sight yet.
Well, looks like we'll be in here for longer than we'd hoped.
I was in here longer than I'd hoped the moment I came in here.
Watch your tongue, young man. You should be glad we have a safe place like this.
I've been through worse. I'm sure we'll make it through this as well.
See? That's a much healthier attitude.
But I'm bored. We've been here for 2 days.
Well then read a book. This whole situation might take a while.
We haven't planned on staying here for that long, let alone with Henry here, who'll run out of food.
Oh God, you're right.
It's simple. Shops are still looking to sell their wares. All you have to do is go there at the right time, avoid any rioters, and get back here.
And what would be the right time, do you think?
Dawn? These rioters won't get up so early, and those that have been at it all night will be exhausted. No one sees right when the light changes. Dawn is your best option.
You're right, but I can't do this alone. Not with this many mouths to feed.
Why not take the boy?
Johnny is not going out there, Edward.
I meant the other one. He might not seem too much of a gentleman, but I bet he'll prove his worth.
You're right. I'll take him along.
Are you sure that's wise? You don't even know him.
He's got every reason to help. I don't see why not. I do it myself, but...
Well, that's settled then. I'll talk to Henry about it later.
Having to go on a mission simply to get some fresh food.
I know. It's like we suddenly found ourselves in the middle of a war.
What do you know about war?
No less than you do, I should think.
I don't think you've been in a war.
Have you, Mr. Doncaster?
As lieutenant. And yes, I have. War is where men are born, forged in the heat of battle. You stand out by your strength, endurance and cunning. You can save your brothers, achieve honour. In war, you see if a person is truly a man of honour or a rat.
You seem rather enthusiastic about it.
I'm not saying we should fight a war for our own sake, but the way things are going, we might not have a choice. We might be overrun by all these refugees.
So you've been in actual battles. What was it like? Did you kill people? Did you save people?
I saved one of the men in my own platoon. There was a farmhouse where we could shelter from the rain. We kept low in the stables. The farmer didn't know we were there. It was safest for everyone. The next morning, we woke up to see the house on fire. A child was screaming from the window and the wife was crying. The father wasn't there, maybe dead. Their daughter would have been if it hadn't been for us.
You saved a girl?
Well, that was Harland. He got inside the house and got her out. The Germans had torched the place and left, but raced back when they noticed us. We got the girl safe and ran. I was in the rear, stalling the pursuers with Lewis. A grenade landed near him and the shrapnel tore through his legs. The other shouted, "Leave him," but I couldn't. I ran back, took him on my back, and carried him. It was a sprint almost in the open, with the Germans advancing in our backs.
But you weren't scared, were you?
No. We made it back to the rendezvous just in time. Webb took my place in the rear defence. Fortunately, Lewis made it through the surgeries. Hell, he even survived most of us. He had to spend the rest of his life in a wheelchair, though. He died a few years back.
Whoa. So you were a hero. My father was a hero too, but he died far from the British borders.
I'm sorry to hear that, boy. I'm sure he did a great service to our country.
I'm not a boy anymore, but thanks, sir.
Died abroad, eh? We ought to just keep others out. Close the borders, especially with the disease they're carrying.
Exactly.
You can't mean that. We can't just shut our gates to everyone. I have family in Italy. What if they want to return if things get worse? Do you mean to completely shut down traffic between us and the mainland?
Yes. They've got too many infected. It's most likely a matter of time before the disease hits.
So we just turn our backs on the world?
Well,
Let the mainland sort itself out. Or did you want to let everyone in, get all of Britain sick, and then look for a cure?
No, we can do screenings at the borders. There are symptoms, you know, running a fever, unexplained hemorrhaging, hallucinations.
Yeah, we could do that.
And what if the disease isn't in that stage yet? No, this has nothing to do with us. It's all mainland.
Where does the disease come from again? I read about it in a newspaper, but I forgot.
As if you read the newspaper.
A few years ago, there was an incident in Belgium, in the former trench country. It was probably the Germans. They were humiliated after the Great War and wanted vengeance. Somehow a new type of disease was born. It kills slowly, but is very hard to eradicate. Whenever there are outbreaks, people try to flee, but usually some of them are already infected, and so it spreads. It would be better if they just stay home and die, and not take other people down with them.
You can't say that.
It's the truth.
Well, not in front of my children.
I'm not a child anymore, Mom.
I think it was about time you got to bed.
But
It's 10:30. It's time. We've had enough time to talk about death and decay for one day. Same goes for you. And you two are sleeping on opposite ends of the room.
Is it really so late already? Clarence dear, I think it's best we all get to bed as well. It's been an exhausting day. Thank you so much for letting us stay here, dear. And I'll make sure those two don't get up with anything uncouth. Come along, dear.
Finally, some peace and quiet. The stories that man tells.
He's not the only one telling your children stories.
Goodness, Ed, not now.
Not now. I think exactly now. Hear me out this time, Sarah. How long are you going to keep lying to them?
They're only children.
They were never only children, and they are certainly not children now. If you don't tell them, and they find out, they will be upset, Sarah. Especially John.
Now is not the time. After this ordeal is over, there may be a time when...
There may be a time? How much longer are you going to postpone this?
I am not postponing anything.
Aren't you? Because if you keep this up, you'll be confessing on your deathbed. Or not at all. Is that what you want?
You're being absurd.
Take a good look at what you're doing, Sarah. Are you going to keep babying them forever? Open your eyes, sister. Your daughter is seriously working towards becoming a mother herself, if you ask me.
For God's sake, Ed.
And your little boy is not so little anymore either.
Do you have to be so blunt about it?
Yes! Do you not see it? John is looking for a role model, Sarah. He is growing up. I'll have to teach him how to shave before winter's over.
But
No, Sarah, let me speak. You saw how he was with Lieutenant Doncaster. Do you approve of that?
of course I don't. But Ed, I can't break this news to them all of a sudden. Not just now.
You know what? Do whatever you like. What do I know, after all, huh? I've only been here from the day James left you.
Ed!
Yes! Left you! Because that is exactly what he did, and it needs to be said. Is that the example you want your Johnny to follow? Is that the role model you want for him?
Come now, there is enough fighting going on outside for all of us. You'll wake the children.
Right. I'm going out.
Ed, please.
Oh dear.
Don't mention it, Mrs. Doncaster.
Now dear, you know you can call me Vivian. It's hard, I know, as a mother, keeping everything together in times like these. You're the hub of the wheel, dear.
What makes you wonder who's driving?
The men usually think they do. We women, though, we're the ones actually running the show.
I suppose.
So when things go wrong, you know, it's no use turning to our husbands and brothers, it's always the mother. So if you ever need any help, dear, don't hesitate to ask for my advice.
I'm sure I'll hold my own.
Oh, of that I have no doubt. You'll have to with what that poor Edward's being like.
Sarah, have you ever talked about Johnny to the army? Not the army. It'll make a proper man out of him. And surely you want to see him grow up as a responsible adult.
No, I always thought that should be his choice.
Ah, but that's exactly what's wrong with parents these days. Lacking backbone, too afraid to...
Please, stop trying to force your views on my family.
From what I understand, you're the uncle and you moved in.
What are you trying to say? I've been providing for this family for 13 years.
Why are you so eager to shut me out? Why not make use of my knowledge and experience? And really, what is this fight of yours all about?
About you trying to control my family.
I do nothing of the sort. I hand out some advice here and there, and if that's enough to threaten your authority, then you should have done a better job in that first place.
Lucy, we need to talk.
Mum,
Now, I need to talk to you about that boy. And you haven't cleaned up. In this shelter we all need to do our share, and that does not exempt you, young lady.
alright.
Well, nice try. First, we talk. You and that boy,
Henry,
Henry. How long has that been going on?
about 6 months, I think.
And what were you doing while we were packing?
Mum!
I just want you to be safe about it.
Oh, so now you're the protective parent. All of a sudden.
How long?
A while, okay?
Did you use protection? Please tell me you used protection.
Don't worry, Mum. I'm not a child anymore.
Lucy? Lucy! Let me go, Edward. My daughter is out there in the chaos. Let me go.
It's too dangerous for you.
But it's okay for her.
Of course not, but I can't risk losing both of you.
I'll get her.
Henry!
Oh, God. This is just some ploy of hers to get some privacy with Henry. She's probably not even mad. She just wants to get away from us. She just wants to get away from me.
Sarah, don't be so dramatic. She's just acting out. She just wants attention. I'm sure they didn't plan this.
I wouldn't be so sure.
What's that girl thinking?
Henry, let me go. I don't want to. You're supposed to be on my side.
Lucy, we're going to have to talk about this.
Fine, but not now. I'm going to bed.
What am I going to do with her?
I don't know, Sarah. She's more hard-headed than her mother was.
She just needs some proper discipline, that's all.
So I'm not tough enough on my children. Are you going to give me advice about that too?
Look, if we're not welcome here, we might just as well go.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. You can't go inside now.
We'll find somewhere to stay.
Don't be... Edward, tell them they should stay.
We wouldn't put you out with all that going on. Please, stay.
Thank you.
And I am locking this door.
Of course she'd lock it, you stupid... Damn them! Damn Sarah! Why would she stay and keep the children here? Stupid woman. The bloody brother of hers. The nerve that has he to even think he can replace me. Bastard. Okay, alright. He's been there for them and I haven't. 13 bloody years in the service of my country. What about the service to my family? I take it I have to be thankful of Ed now for looking after them. Didn't leave him much of a choice when I left. And now I'm back and I can't do anything. I have to hear them all day and only being able to see them in my dreams all night. What would they say if I just come out?
No.
Someone would scream at me till our lungs gave out. Everyone would beat me. Well, he'd try at least. And the kids, oh Jesus. What if they don't remember me at all? And the boy, my little girl, all grown up, all without me? What am I even doing here? Damn you, Sarah, you cautious, obnoxious, unbearably lovable woman. Oh shit.
You ready?
It's not dawn yet, is it, sir?
No, we have time. Have a seat. There's something rather important I want to talk to you about.
You mean Lucy?
Yes. Yes, I mean Lucy. I'm glad you understand. I suppose you might feel very uncomfortable about the tension between Sarah and Lucy,
It's not so bad.
but they've been in each other's hair since forever, and whatever Sarah may think, I'm glad you're here. Otherwise, I would have to go out by myself, and I haven't yet thanked you for what you did last night, getting Lucy back. That was a good thing, even if she's a bit cross with you now.
Well, I do what I can. It's too dangerous for Lucy to walk around outside. Just going outside. You let me stay here. I'll help any way I can.
I've noticed, but I'm really not sure Lucy and Sarah see it. I love them both very much, but they can be a little short-sighted. They're too busy getting in each other's hair to notice them.
I've got sisters. I know what it's like.
I suppose all women are like that. Tell me, Henry, how do you feel about Lucy? I mean, what does she mean to you?
Oh, she's wonderful. Beautiful. I don't think I've ever met a nicer girl before.
That's kind of you to say. But how do you feel about her? What I'm saying is, what are your intentions?
I haven't really thought about it.
You should.
Well, I mean, I
don't think you're a bad sort, Henry. But this is my niece we're talking about. I have come to love her as my own. And though I've been called liberal, when it comes to Lucy, I've noticed I'm somewhat conservative. So if I hear you've been anything other than honourable to her...
I understand, sir. I know what you mean. I'll treat Lucy as I would want my sisters to be treated.
I should hope so.
Lucy is special. She means very much to me. I'm not sure I can describe it.
That sounds about right.
Did you ever have a wife?
No. No. I never had a wife.
I'm sorry, sir.
Don't be. Don't be as stupid as I was. So tell me, how long have you been seeing each other?
I met her a little over 6 months ago. I think I fell in love very quickly.
And what do you think your future with her is?
I mean, I hope to keep seeing her.
Do you mean to marry her? I know you're young, Henry. Lucy even more so. But I'll be damned if my niece is having a bastard. Do you understand?
No, no! If she got pregnant, of course I would marry her.
But not if she weren't pregnant.
No, I would. I would.
Don't worry, Henry. You passed the test. Now let's go. We have to get some fresh food.
Oh, right.
It's your turn, Johnny.
I know, I just need to see... No, have to draw.
Such indecisiveness.
I'm just looking if I could still play a card. Still can't.
I win.
That's impossible.
No, it's not. Back in the wartime, we had to entertain ourselves with cards. It was the only thing we had. But quite good too, it seems. Another game?
It's not fair. I'll never beat you.
What kind of attitude is that, soldier? How are you ever going to learn if not by trying? Just giving up is never an option.
Okay, we'll play another round.
Good.
Ha!
So rash. We'll see who laughs last, boy. You know, the army would do you good.
Why?
It'll make a man out of you. You're still a boy now.
I'm not.
Yes, you are. Still so playful, still rash. The army will give you discipline. It'll teach you to think carefully. People will take you seriously. You'll know how to play your cards right.
Whoa.
In the future, employers will be queuing up to get you into their businesses. A hard-working soldier who fought for this country is a man with principles and discipline. Someone they can count on. Someone the whole country depends on.
The whole country? Doesn't that put much pressure on...
No. Because you've got your platoon. You've got many other platoons. You share the load.
Right.
You learn cooperation, selflessness, and heroism. You learn how to survive, how to treat people, how to get things done. Skills for life, those. Want to go another round?
You won already? Well, okay. But in the army, you have to kill people.
Oh, we don't go in it for the killing, son. We go because we need to defend our country, to save the lives of those we love. Your mother, your sister, you want them safe, don't you?
Of course.
Some people die in battle, yes, and the pain is unimaginable. But what are a few lives compared to your whole country?
We're back.
Hey, Uncle Edward, I figured it out.
Figured what out?
What I'm going to do later.
Alright. Had a lot of time to think here, did you?
Rather a lot, yes. I'm going to join the army.
You what?
Clarence told me all about the army. I want to become a man and help people. Fight for my country.
Clarence, stop filling that boy's head with war propaganda. I warned you about this before. I won't have it.
It's good for the boy and you know it. It'll make a proper man out of him.
Why don't you leave taking care of Johnny to Sarah and me?
He's not your son, Edward.
He's right, Ed. You're not my father, and you can't tell me what I can't do. I'm practically an adult. I'll make my own decisions.
It's Uncle Edward for you, young man. And your mother will have something to say about this as well.
She won't have anything to say either when I turn 18.
As for you, Clarence, I won't have you alone with that boy again. If I ever hear anything of your war-obsessed propaganda, I'll...
It's Lieutenant Doncaster. And we were only chatting over a game of cards.
And somehow you got it into his head that he wants to join the army.
I do!
Of course you don't.
What's all this noise? And why are you all up so early?
Mom, when I turn 18, I'm joining the army.
No, you're not.
And why not?
Because I said so.
I'll be 18. You can't stop me.
Well, you're not going. It's not your age that makes you an adult, it's your actions. And your going to war is a rash decision. I hope you'll be an adult enough when you're 18 to see that. People die in war.
It's a small price to pay.
John Tiberius Kirk. I already lost one man to war. I'll not lose another.
I'm sorry, Mom. Besides, Johnny, you're too small and frail. You're a little boy.
Now, Lucy, he's not a little boy anymore. He's getting quite big, in fact.
So does that mean I get to go with you foraging?
Well, I'll talk to you.
No.
But Uncle Edward says...
I heard him, but I am your mother. It's too dangerous, I'm sorry.
What? It's time for the morning news, isn't it?
Welcome to the BBC News of Sunday, October 8th. After 3 days and nights of rioting, terrible news comes to us this morning. In the unfolding chaos that envelops the nation, the Irish Republican Army is working at full force to claim Northern Ireland as their own again. No end to it. Meanwhile, similar sentiments have gone over to Scotland, where nationalist movements are protesting the dominance of England. During the night, several government buildings in Edinburgh and Glasgow have been vandalised, and the streets are a maelstrom of protesters. Authorities suspect the IRA is fueling the Scottish unrest to spread our forces thin. In London, the police are no nearer calming the situation down, and all citizens are advised to stay indoors and ration the supplies they have. It seems that while we are in the throes of a social uprising, the nationalist movements of Ireland and Scotland are grabbing their opportunity to advance their separatist goals. No such news has yet reached us from Wales, where things still seem quite peaceful, and for that we can all be thankful.
What? So who is he anyway? What, you mean Henry? That's none of your business. Of course it is. What makes you think that? He's dating my sister, and I'm stuck here with him. He might like that, but I want to know what he's like first. I don't like being stuck here, you know. I was perfectly happy keeping Henry away from you. I know. What's that supposed to mean? What, you think I didn't know? You... Of course you figured it out. I'm not stupid, you know. Of course not. You're my brother. And I've got... and I've got ears. That helps too. You... heard us? Oh, no, sick. Not bad and stuff. I know what everyone's footsteps sound like. Yours I recognize. His I didn't. Why didn't you ever... I don't know. Guess I didn't want to ruin your fun. Johnny. Of course, now I reckon I shouldn't blackmail you about it. So tell me. Tell you... Oh, right. Well, what do you want to know? How old is he? Where is he from? What's he like? Does he treat you well? You really think I'd still be with him if he weren't good to me? Well, sis, you're not always roused up, you know. What? What's that tongue of yours? Or I'll cut it out while you sleep. Because you won't be doing any sleeping yourself. What? You really have to ask. Johnny, that really is none of your business. Well, I'm just saying I want to be able to sleep at night. He wouldn't. You little git. Why do you always get to me? Because you love me. Oh, get off. So how old is he? 20, all right? He's 20. Now stop being annoying, or you're not getting another word out of me. All right, I'm just bored, is all. Can't go outside. They're keeping a tiger in a cage while it should be out in the plains. Tigers live in the forest, you dunce. Same difference. So where does Henry live? Does it matter? Well, now it does. Where's he from? All right, don't tell anyone this. Especially the lieutenant. Henry's German.
Oh, I thought it was going to be something as exciting.
Good for you.
So, when's the wedding? What? Oh, God, no. I mean, I don't know if I...
You're not sure if you love him.
No, I do. I think. It's just... It used to be really exciting, though, but it wore off, and I suppose. And now we're stuck here, and he's there all the time. It feels suffocating.
So,
No, Johnny. You've had plenty of answers.
but I...
No more. I get to ask you questions now.
What kind of questions?
Anyone catch your eye yet? You've mentioned this Emily Martens quite a few times recently. Ha! I knew it. Even you were bound to get past your girls are icky phase.
What's the point? She doesn't like me.
Oh, you don't give me that. Just put in some effort. Show her you're worth her while. I'd start with personal hygiene.
Hey, I haven't been able to wash for days, okay? I'm not smelling like roses either.
Yes, but for me that's strange. For you, not washing for days on end is normal.
Children. Oh, stop it. You're waking everyone. Why are you even up at this hour?
We couldn't sleep.
Well, you're going to have to.
But we can't.
Henry can. He's doing it right now.
Well, I'll go and accompany him then.
You'll do no such thing, young lady. You have your own bed. Now go.
But
Mom!
No buts. Move.
Let's see what we got. Beans, more beans. Oh, Campbell's soup. Oh, blimey, I didn't think I'd miss this. Oh, silly the things you miss. God, Sarah. But just everything. Language, weather, food. Proper British food. Shops, toffees, custard, HP sauce, Coleman's mustard. Oh, I might even miss Marmite. When this is over, we should have a big family dinner. Yeah.
I wonder what Mom will say.
don't you dare! Henry, silence him for me.
What?
He's annoying me.
Henry isn't man enough to take me.
What did you say? What did you say?
You can't beat me.
Henry, do be careful with my baby brother.
I don't need your help. I can beat him easy.
Right, well, escape then.
Just give me a fair chance and I'll show you.
Plenty of things to do around here, John. There's just not enough room for your fighting.
Come on, Henry. I told you I'd show you. I can easily beat you.
John, your mother just told you.
So, you think you would impress Lucy by listening to her mum?
I want your whole family to like me, you know? Not just Lucy.
Well, then fight. Come on. Have it, you.
So, weren't you going to show me your strength?
I am. I mean, I will, perhaps, if you're worth it. I'm just saving my energy is all.
I bet you are.
I'm almost as strong as you.
Oh, just so you know, I'm not even using half my strength at the moment.
Well, I mean, I bet you are. So am I. Except I'm not bluffing like you. I see right through you.
Boys, stop that. This is a living room. Before you know it, one of you is injured.
But Mother doesn't mind.
Well, your mother doesn't always know what's best for you.
But
No buts, Johnny. I'll not have either of you get injured while I'm in the room. Who knows what your mother will accuse me of.
alright, Mrs. Doncaster.
Hey,
You're not our mother.
since that matters to you, I've heard you before. You'll get up in the barricades for anything even vaguely resembling authority.
Especially if it's authority over children that are not one's own.
Oh dear girl, I was a young once too, you know. I've been a teenager too, although of course I was never such a stubborn one as you are. Take it from me, I grew up, and maybe you should try the same. You may not think, you may think you know a lot of the world as a teenager, but you've not seen anything yet. Shall we try to guess what the weather is like outside?
No, thanks.
Well then, how about we play a game? I spy with my little eye.
No, thank. If you don't mind, I'll be reading in peace.
I'm hungry.
Why don't I make some soup?
Oh, very well then. And mind you, boys, none of that fighting, especially with the food.
Would anyone else like some soup?
Oh, thank you, dear.
Nah, no hungry. Hey, you're not wasting that, are you?
No, sir, I'm just not hungry anymore.
If it's there, I'll eat it. Never waste anything, son. That's how to survive a war.
Yes, sir. I'll try to keep that in mind.
Oh, the fickle stomach of young people. Well, I am hungry.
Henry, darling,
Yes, Mrs. Doncaster?
could you stop that, please?
Stop what, Mum?
The pacing, dear. Good knitting needs concentration, and you are breaking mine.
I'm sorry, Mum. It's just that I'm feeling a bit restless.
We noticed.
Aren't we all? Sit down next to me, dear. You can help me knit. You might learn something.
How old are you, boy?
Clarence, leave the boy alone. I'm teaching him how to knit.
How old are you, boy?
I'm 20, sir.
20? Nonsense.
I'm sorry, sir?
Why aren't you outside, fighting in the war?
No one has declared war on anyone, sir.
Boys, could you keep it down, please?
What does that have to do with anything? There's no conflict outside. There's conflict outside and you're in here.
Well, yes.
So why? Why aren't you in the army?
Clarence, you're being rude again.
I'm talking to the boy, Vivian. So, why aren't you?
That is a rather long story, sir.
Oh, I'm sure it is. Let's hear it then. But try to make it interesting. So, short, that is.
4 years ago, my mother died of the Belgian flu. With the crops failing again, my family and I decided to flee from the hunger and disease. We were told we had a chance here. we were told you had fish and butter and all those things we didn't have.
I thought you sometimes sounded a bit funny. Where's it you're from? Newcastle? Glasgow? Belfast?
No, sir, not by long shots. I'm from Rudesheim.
What, in Wales?
No, sir, it's a small village in Germany.
Germany? You're from Germany?
Oh, no.
Yes, sir. I was sure my accent had already given it away. So because I'm technically not an English citizen, the description doesn't apply to me.
You're a German?
Yes, sir. I thought it was quite clear. That was quite clear.
Clarence, keep calm, please.
A German! A bloody Rhine monkey! In our own shelter!
I'm sorry, sir?
Now you've done it. He's upset.
What are you doing here, boy? Why aren't you in your own country?
Sir, I just explained that to you.
You should have stayed in Germany instead of fleeing to our country to eat our food and steal our jobs.
We did not steal your food or your jobs. We came here because we didn't have a choice.
Oh, you did. You just made the wrong one.
You mean we should have starved to death?
If we would have saved good English lives, yes. It's your fault good English people have died because of that disease. A horrible infection. What a wonderful little present you brought with you for your generous hosts.
We were fleeing! Nobody thought we would bring the disease with us. We were trying to get away from it.
You were selfish. Stupid. You can never trust a German.
This is unfair.
And got to dazzle a good English girl as well, didn't you? No wonder she's ruined.
Can't blame the boy for that, Clarence. I say the fault's in the upbringing.
This is just ridiculous.
Is it, boy? Really?
What's all this commotion?
This boy is a disgrace. Why is he even here?
Yes, I've been wondering the same thing.
Mrs. Evans, I do not think you fully understand the issue.
Oh, don't I? I can tell you I understand it perfectly, Henry.
She knows who you are, boy, and what you are.
I'm sorry, but none of you know me.
Well, that is exactly the point, isn't it? We don't know you at all, Henry, and yet you're in here, my family's safe place.
If I'd known that I would have received this kind of welcome, I would have gone straight out of the door again.
Why don't you right now? No need to make the wrong choice again now, is there? No one likes a German, and especially not an ungrateful one.
Clarence, don't you think that's a bit too extreme? It's not safe outside.
Lieutenant Doncaster, dear.
I cannot say I am happy with our arrangements at the moment, but putting Henry out would not solve anything.
He can't stay with us. He's German. He's the reason for all this hiding in the first place. The bloody war was their fault.
Wait. What? You want him out because he's German?
Of course. I'm not sheltering the bloody Rhine monkey.
Well, you'll be happy to know that you're not sheltering anyone. We are. I am not fond of Henry, but his nationality is not the reason. I will not have discrimination for the sake of old rivalries, and especially not this inhumane behavior.
Thank you, Mrs. Evans.
Do not think I am done with you, Henry. Please leave us.
Yes, ma'am.
Clarence, what was that about?
Lieutenant Doncaster, dear.
Vivian, please, not now. Clarence?
You weren't exactly kind to him either.
You know my reasons for disliking the boy.
And you know mine.
Why would you people want to get him upset? He has such a fragile temper.
Oh, fragile is not a word I'd use. Why would he be so heartless towards Germans?
The war, of course, darling. The Great War. Many good men died at the hands of the Germans, and my dear Clarence had to witness the loss of his dear friends. And poor Harland, such a wonderful man, and such a horrible death.
No wonder he's so bitter.
Oh, my Clarence has never been bitter. He's just hurt.
And violently so, it seems.
What are you implying, Sarah? You don't think you would have actually put the boy outside?
No, I wouldn't have let him.
My Clarence would never kill anyone, except if they deserved it.
And Henry deserves to die, does he?
You seem eager enough to keep your daughter and him separated.
Oh, so I have to endanger his life to do so?
That's not what I said, dear.
I am not the only one who implies things, Vivian. Lines are there to be read between.
What was that all about?
I don't know what you mean.
Are you sure there isn't something you want to share with me?
No. Maybe some silence. That would be nice.
I agree. This place isn't big enough for this many people.
If it had just been the family, then maybe...
Is this about Henry again? I heard you arguing. He's not a bad sort.
And how would you know?
Spent some time with him outside, remember? In fact, I was trying to sleep because we'll be going out again at dawn.
And you get to know each other out there, have some heartfelt conversations.
Well, not exactly.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No, Sarah, that's not... You learn what a person is worth in a situation like that, and he's proved his worth.
And you think he's worth about one Lucy?
That's not what I mean. But, well, you could do a lot worse.
Well, you've completely convinced me. That they should get married.
Well, actually...
No! Are they planning to?
Well, Henry certainly seems to be in it for the long haul. He told me he treats her as he would want his sisters to be treated.
Well, that's something, I suppose.
So, everything is not as bad as it seems?
Well, Henry is not my main problem, actually.
The Doncasters. Look, they're old, set in their ways.
That man is wearing my patience thin, is what he's doing.
Do you think Vivian has been a treat to have around? She wanted me to rearrange the furniture to make it more of a home. It's a cellar. It's not supposed to be a home.
Well, at least you still do something vaguely productive. I'm just stuck in here with Vivian, trying to be a mother to both me and the children. And my children won't listen to either of us. Meanwhile, Johnny is having his head filled with Clarence's war talk, and Lucy is...
Don't worry about it too much. We'll be out of this situation soon enough.
If you say so.
You don't think this situation can go on for much longer, do you? They'll run out of steam at some point.
Oh, they will. I was just second-guessing your use of the phrase, soon enough.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Especially with them around.
I feel really bad for thinking it, but it would have been so much easier if we just hadn't invited them to stay here.
Well, we'll know better next time London revolts against its elite.
That's not funny, Edward.
Cheer up, little sister. At least we'll have fresh food tomorrow.
You're going out again?
Yes, I'll be up in a few hours. But I'll have Henry with me outside, so don't worry. He's trying to get into the good books.
He should. I swear he's eaten 3 times as much as anyone else. Food just keeps disappearing.
Ah, I'm sure that's nothing. We just eat a lot, because there are so many of us.
Oh, I suppose. Good night.
Good night. Morning, Henry.
Good morning, sir.
I've told you before, stop sirring. Now, are you ready?
Yes, sir. I am.
Good morning.
Good morning, Lieutenant Doncaster.
Good morning. Oh, I've had such a nice dream. I slept like a baby.
Oh, that's wonderful, Mrs. Doncaster. Good morning.
Morning all.
Ah, toast. Like yesterday. But that's perfectly alright. We all have to make do here.
People, like yesterday, but that's perfectly all right. What are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? You're hurting me. Funny, right? Johnny? Johnny? Where's Johnny?
I'm sure you just didn't see him. He's probably hidden under the covers.
His bed was empty.
What? Oh dear.
I hope you don't mind me repeating it, but you should have been a bit hard on the children. They've no respect for you this way.
Not now, Mrs. Doncaster. How can you just sit there? My boy's gone.
Are you sure he hasn't just run to the house to get something? He was rather bored lately.
Well, I can check.
Come, eat something. You need it, dear.
No, I can't. Not now. I'll wait till Mother comes back.
Oh, she's worried. Such a dear. I'm sure he'll be fine. He just went out to get a game. You know boys. They tend to lose their interest rather quickly.
If you say so.
Oh.
He's not in the house either.
You said it would be fine.
Oh dear. I'm only human. I make mistakes too.
Where's he? Oh, Johnny, you're safe. Thank goodness. What were you thinking, taking him foraging? I thought we discussed this.
All at you. I never took him. He snuck out all by himself.
Is that true, John Evans?
Yes, but it's only because no one here treats me as an adult. No one here believes that I'm old enough to help. You believe me now, right, Uncle?
You took him on with you.
What was I supposed to do? We need supplies for the coming days. Not to last until tea time. I need all the help I can get.
You could have sent Henry off to get John back here.
What part of all the help I can get do you not understand?
Henry could have walked back to you as soon as he got John back here.
We move around, Sarah. He probably wouldn't have found me.
You could say that again. I was looking for you everywhere.
You didn't talk to anyone, did you?
Only to ask if they've seen you.
Johnny! We get up at dawn not to run into people. You don't know what they'll do. You don't know if they're healthy.
If they're not healthy, they should have stayed in bed.
That's not what I meant. Just never mind.
I don't know how you do it. Get up, Sarah. I'm gonna lie down on the couch for a bit.
I'll save you some breakfast, but we're not finished talking about this young man. Ed, can I talk to you for a second?
Oh, not now, Sarah. I just got back. Just let me sit here and catch my breath.
Edward, could I steal you for a moment?
Depends. What for, Mrs. Doncaster?
You see, I'm knitting this sweater for my brother, and your figure matches his.
And you want me to try it on, is it?
Well, yes, if you'd be so kind.
All right, Mrs. Doncaster. Why not?
Tango.
I'm thirsty. Can I get something to drink?
Here. I don't want you to do that ever again, do you understand? I'm very disappointed in you. I'm never letting you go out now. If you can't even follow a simple order here, how is that supposed to be outside, where it really matters?
I'm sorry, Mother.
You'd better be, young man.
A bit longer still. Thanks, Edward.
Mom, I'm thirsty. Can I get something to drink?
It's right there on the table, Johnny.
Oh, right. Thanks.
Yeah, good idea.
In other news, outbreaks of the Belgian flu have ravaged Dover and have spread to London, most likely travelling with a constant stream of continental fugitives. People are advised to be extra careful of people showing symptoms and to watch their own health.
I knew it! Those foreigners are good for nothing. Should have shut the gate when we had the chance.
Let's not have this discussion again, shall we?
Afraid you're coming round to my way of seeing things?
No.
Oh, I've been inside too long. Behind this place is toxic. I think I'll lie down for a bit.
Good idea, Vivian.
Mom,
Yes, dear.
I'm not feeling well.
What's wrong, sweetheart?
I just feel different.
Well, what do you mean?
You know, different.
Ah, different. You know, sweetheart, change is not always bad. There comes a time in the life of every young boy when he feels different from how he felt before. His voice changes, his body changes. He starts to find girls more attractive. Is that it?
No, Mom, not like that.
Oh, what is it then? Are you ill?
I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, you are a bit hot to the touch, darling. Have you got a headache? A tummy ache? Do you feel cold?
A little bit of everything, I guess.
Oh, my poor darling. Henry?
But I can't handle it, Mom. It's just a bit of a cold or something.
Is it now?
Seems you have a strong son, Mrs. Evans.
I know my own son, Henry, and I am very sure he is a very strong boy.
Yes, of course, Mum.
Darling, shall I make you some hot soup or some tea? Or would you rather have a little nap instead?
I'm really thirsty. But I'm okay, Mom, really.
Oh, darling, you might have a fever, and I'd rather see you safe in bed. A condition like that in such an environment is not recommendable. You see, that's what you get for sneaking out.
Mom, I'm fine.
No buts and no mums, young man. I don't care for this new tough act of yours. If you're not well, you must rest.
But...
Oh, just for once, listen to your mother.
No, Mom.
Yes, darling.
No, don't touch me. I'm not a kid, I'm strong. I'm a soldier. A soldier.
Will you keep it down? No respect these days.
Worry about that.
John, that's your mum right there. Take it easy.
But I'm a soldier. I don't...
Easy, John. Easy.
Johnny,
Okay now.
what is wrong with you? First sneaking out, now this?
I don't know, Mom. I just feel different. Bad different.
Well, that settles it. You're going to have to take a long nap, and when you wake up, you'll know how to act like my son again.
Yes, Mom. I'm sorry, Mom.
Well, that's all right, dear. You're not just you at the moment. Henry,
Yes, Mum.
I just wanted to say thank you. I don't know what came over him.
I guess one of your good boys, Mrs. Evans.
Well, that wasn't really proper behavior for a boy in my book.
To be fair, he is going through a tough time down here. Everyone is, I think. Myself included.
Oh, so you're going through a tough time, you say? My Johnny shouldn't have to. He's just a little boy. At least he's grateful for this safe place, and he doesn't know what he's doing, in contrast to some grown men I know.
Mum, I love your daughter, and I'm sorry that hurts you.
Hurt me. It doesn't hurt me. It hurts her. You're a bad influence.
Excuse me, Mrs. Evans, but I'm not a bad person. I'm not trying to hurt any of you, and especially not Lucy.
Well, you just do. She's no longer my sweet girl because of you.
To be fair, that is no fault of mine, Mrs. Evans. She's the most independent woman I've ever met. It's the reason I'm in love with her. She's no longer an innocent girl anymore because she's growing up.
So you love her?
Yes, I do, ma'am.
But does she love you?
Fuck!
What's wrong?
Nothing. I feel so trapped in here. I just want to see the sky again.
It's still the same sky. I love you. Go and check on Johnny.
Ah, Mum.
Not paying attention, are you, dear?
No, it's just bad luck. Just this morning, I tripped as soon as I left the bed. I swear I've been having bad luck all day.
Serves you right.
What was that?
Only fitting for someone who shames the country by sleeping with the enemy. Let me tell you, if you were my daughter, losing a game of checkers would be the least of your worries.
Hey, it's not your daughter, so I suggest...
Neither is she yours, then.
You don't know what you're talking about. You've never been in service. I don't know what that scum is like.
Scum!
German or not, she can't just get with every boy she fancies.
Can we please stop talking about I'm not here?
It's not really quiet. More cheer in a graveyard. Busy days, Josh. Busy days, I suppose busy days. I think it's about time we went to bed, don't you think, Clarence?
Lucy,
What? I just get so sick of being cooped up inside all the time.
we all do, I guess. And I know it's hard for you. When I was your age, all I wanted to do all day was to go out and dance.
You? You were never my age.
Or believe what you like. As long as you remember I'm not locking you in here for fun. But you do know that, right?
I guess.
I worry about you. I do. You're my eldest. All this growing up you've been doing is new for me too, you know.
Well, the sooner these stupid riots are over, the better. I swear I'll end up killing Johnny.
Oh, Mrs. Doncaster.
I don't see why you don't get along. You both love to meddle.
Well, there's a difference between meddling and honestly trying to help. I just want things to work out for you.
I'm old enough to make my own choices.
I never said you weren't, Lucy. I just worry if they're the right choices, that's all.
How would you know? How would you know anything when the world has gone mad?
Oh, Lucy, don't blow this out of proportion.
Blow it out of proportion? There are people out there killing each other. We're stuck in this sodding basement because our homes aren't safe, and you're worried about the boy I'm with.
Well, you're a little more than just with.
Well, okay, fine. So you're worried about my lover. Get some perspective, man.
Look, Lucy, I cannot help the people out there. We're just going to have to be patient. But what I can do is look after you and your brother and Edward.
Even the Doncasters?
Even the Doncasters.
I don't see why this is such a big problem anyway.
But what if you get pregnant, Lucy?
I'm using Liesel.
But what if? Would you marry him?
I don't know.
Well, what else would you do?
Well, you did pretty well without my father, didn't you?
Well, that is completely different. Your father and I, we were committed to each other. Life had other plans. Even so, that has nothing to do with what we're talking about here.
What are we even talking about?
What?
First you didn't even like Henry, and now you just want me to marry him?
No, I'm asking you if you would marry him if you had to.
If I had to? If I had to? I don't know if I want to. And I certainly don't have to.
Well, I thought you liked him. You're certainly giving off.
I thought I liked him too. I mean, he's nice and it was sort of fun and exciting, but now all we do is sit around all the time. Inside.
Well, that's called commitment.
It's not commitment, it's dull. Sometimes I think he's just like the rest of all of you.
Well, you don't have to decide just now, but I do urge you to think about it.
Fine.
Come on, let's just go to bed. Tomorrow it will all make more sense, I'm sure.
Or even less.
And brush your teeth, young lady.
Yes, Mum.
Sarah? Oh, you did always work too hard. You've gotten old. I've gotten old. I can't believe the years. I miss them all. The children. I wonder what you'd say. Well, you'd smack me. And if not you, I'm sure Edward would. Glad he stuck around. Though I admit I rather expected him to. Made me feel a little less guilty.
Alright, the late broadcast. Let's hear what we've got.
Welcome to the news of Wednesday, October 11th. Civil unrest continues to wreak havoc in our nation. Willie Gallagher, I'm assuming it's Gallagher, self-proclaimed leader of the revolt, is negotiating with the government, but to no avail. Ever since the rioting started, Gallagher has been attempting to gather influence, but it is clear many of the protesters do not see him as a leader. Still, negotiations continue, at a secure location, often deep into the night. Whether or not they are successful remains to be seen. Northern Ireland has witnessed its most violent episode in over a decade, and British troops are under tremendous pressure. Scottish nationalists, having burned down several government buildings, are starting to form their own shadow parliaments, in a crude mockery of our governmental system. Plans to regain control over Scotland are being set in motion, and disturbances are expected to have ended by week's end. The situation for many Londoners is considerably more dire, however, as they are still advised to stay indoors 7 days after the bombing at the Old Bailey. If negotiations with Gallagher succeed, the people can only hope the rioters will heed his words. To everyone out there, trapped in the turmoil, stay strong and persevere. Order will prevail.
Blasted traitor! Standing up for those ungrateful rioters. Bullet through the head. Clean and quick, that would sort him out. That's how he used to do it.
What? No.
You're right. The bastard doesn't deserve a quick death.
No, I meant that killing him wouldn't solve anything.
He's a coward, and cowards should be shot.
It will only make things worse.
Oh, how would you know?
Just listen.
Lucy.
Shut up, Uncle Ed. What would happen if we shot him, The rebellion would have no leader. 5 others will try and step up and take his place.
Yes, and the rebellion will be scattered and weak.
But it will only get worse. Don't you see? Things are different now. You don't need a lot of men to do a lot of damage these days. You don't need an army.
We will triumph. The best way to take out a rebellion is to take away their leader.
The chaos will only claim more victims.
Lucy, is this really necessary?
Yes, if he thinks like that. What if everyone thought like that? Can you imagine? So the leader of the rebellion thinks differently. Is it right to kill everyone who thinks differently? Is that how we solve disagreements?
This is what you get when you send women to school. It puts useless ideas into their heads.
That's not what he meant, love.
Oh no? You're one to talk. He's practically threatened you. Are we going to wait for a murder to happen right here in this shelter?
Murder with what? A ridiculous supply of canned beans.
I'm not joking. Do you agree with him? Do you? We might as well send away everyone we care about to avoid.
Oh, calm down, girl. You're being hysterical. Nothing of the sort will happen.
Come on, you must be tired.
But Mum, don't you see?
Mad, that one. Maybe it's not so bad a loss that she should waste herself on you.
Oh, don't start. It's been enough arguing for one night. I'm going to check on Johnny. You should all go to bed.
The enemy is near. I can feel them. The ground rumbles under their footsteps. I feel them. They're here. They're here! The enemy! Harlan! Harlan! Where are you? The enemy! Harlan!
Right here, sir.
Harlan! Where have you been, man? The enemy's in our tails. They found us. Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Where are they coming from? Where are they coming from?
The house, sir. The house. It's on fire.
The house? Save the family. Save the family. The child. Did you see it? Did you see the child? Get it out. Get it out. The house. It's burning. It's burning.
We can't help them, sir. We can't help them.
We have to help them, Harlan. We must. It's our duty. We are soldiers. It's our duty. It's burning. It's burning. It's burning. We can't save them. It's burning. It's burning. It's burning.
Johnny, what? Are you sleeping? On the ground? What is wrong with you, boy? Damn it, Johnny, why did you grow up so fast? I know what I did was for the best, but I wasn't there for my own family. Great sort of father I am. I'm so sorry, dear boy. I should have been there for you, especially now with this, whatever it is, that's going on outside. Oh, you're feeling hot. Must be exciting dreams, eh? Must have been you then, screaming. God, my little Johnny. You look so much like your mother. But that temper of yours? There's no mistaking where that came from. You're what, 15? 16? I remember when I was a boy, your grandfather had fought in the war, and hearing all these stories, I was exactly like you. I couldn't sit still, trying to fight everything that looked remotely dangerous. Fool I was then. Fool I am now. Don't become like me, Johnny. Respect others, even the enemy, but especially respect your family. If you have a wife and son or a daughter, promise me you'll do better than I did. I got carried away, son. This idea of heroism, the grandeur of fame and respect, it's all bollocks. Yeah, you tried to help your country, yes, you saved some lives, but what is the price? Look what happened. It's a price you pay all by yourself. No government can help you with that. You know, I'm just rambling. Great first meeting with your dad, eh? I'm sorry, I can't be... I'm so sorry, Johnny.
Welcome to the BBC News of Friday, October 13th. In a terrible turn of events, Willie Gallagher has been shot dead, eradicating all hope of a peaceful resolution through negotiation. The rioters, who had been calming down in the effort to give Gallagher a stronger bargaining position, have exploded into mayhem once again. Several people have sprung up as leaders, all intent on taking out their competition. As the situation drags on, more and more disgruntled people are joining the riots, exposing themselves to the terrible dangers of the Belgian flu, which has many victims in its grips already. Since the turmoil of last night, the government has decided to deploy the army to bring order to the capital. A curfew has been called out, and none are allowed on the streets between the hours of 5 in the evening and 8 in the morning. During the day, the army will make an effort to provide people with the opportunity to return to business as usual. And who venture outside during curfew hours do so at the peril of, their own life. With the threat of people infected with the Belgian flu, our troops are not taking any chances. Stay strong and pray for salvation.
What were you thinking? Taking a little boy out there with you?
I didn't take him out with me. He followed us.
You should have sent him right back. Boy like that. Look what happened.
Oh, so now he's a little boy, eh? Because a few days ago he was a man old enough to join your precious army. You put all this nonsense in his head about being a man. Don't blame this on me.
Clarence, dear, please.
Oh, that's clever, isn't it? Blaming it all on me. I've heard you fight with Sarah. You were telling her to treat him like a man. Doesn't it make you mad to see her cooing over him like he's a little boy?
Will you stop it? This isn't about you two.
Can you all stop bickering for long enough to finally get Johnny on the sofa instead of leaving him there on the floor?
Why don't you let the German do it? It's his fault anyway.
And what exactly did I do?
You didn't have to do anything. Your countrymen did it for you.
Clarence, it's 4 in the morning. Keep your voice down.
I kept quiet so far, but this has gone too long. I'm not afraid of you, old man. Don't ever think that.
It's your people that brought the disease to the island. It's your people that bombed London. Everyone knows that.
Clarence, leave your petty feuds out of this. Johnny is more important than you will ever be.
It's still lieutenant to you, ungrateful lot. I was the one to tell you when to go out, remember? I have years of war experience, and you choose to ignore me because you're stupid.
We ignored you because you are a bitter old man that can only make a situation worse, but never better. My brother is sick, and all you can do is talk about yourself and how you can't leave your past behind you.
Everyone, please, can't we just have a...
You don't have the right to talk to me like that, you treacherous little girl. You take a German to your bed and then you don't even have the heart to tell him you don't want him anymore.
Clarence, you go too far. These are my children. Now you might be too blind to see it, but you've made more than your share of mistakes. And my children are free to make their own. Especially if that means they don't end up a bitter wreck like you.
Oh, so you're all against me now, are you?
Clarence, dear, please.
I knew it would come to this. You people don't know what you're doing. Nothing but a bunch of undisciplined, self-obsessed...
You have a lot of nerve calling us self-obsessed, even though we offered you shelter in all this madness. And you've done nothing but force your views and ideas on all of us.
It's because you need guidance. Without me, you would have been killed looking for fresh supplies. Supplies that you needed because someone is eating for 3.
I eat just as much as you, old man, but I actually work for my food.
I've earned my keep a long time ago, boy. Fighting your kind.
What is your problem? So your friend got killed. It was a war. What did you expect?
Don't talk about him, you German harlot!
Oh, you shut your mouth. Ed, please shut him up.
Boys, please.
Will you throw an old man outside, Edward? Will your sister's children finally appreciate you then?
Shut your mouth.
Why are you so concerned with him? He's not even your son.
Their father died years ago. I'm the only real father they've ever known.
And still they love a man in the ground more than you.
Stop this.
Who are you?
James?
James? Do you mean...
Yes, that one.
What's going on here?
I couldn't bear hearing you fighting anymore. This is ridiculous. I've been here all along, listening.
What do you mean you've been here all along? James, what are you doing here?
Dad? Dad? Mum, what's going on?
Oh, Lucy dear, I can explain.
Tell me, are you my father? Is he my father?
Yes. Lucy, this is the man who left us 13 years ago.
I am.
I thought you were dead.
How?
Sarah, Now would be a good time to explain.
I know that.
Please, allow me. After all, I'm the one who's done you wrong, Lucy. And I'm sorry. I wish I could have been there, but...
But what? What was so important that you left me and Johnny behind? And why did you tell us he was dead?
Lucy, you're too young to understand what was going on at the time.
Don't, Father. Just tell me what you did. But don't try that on me.
You take after your mother.
Just get done with it, James.
Lucy, I work for MI6. Very quickly after the Great War, Germany was becoming a problem again, at the very base level. People were humiliated and beaten down. Movements started forming, dangerous ones. MI6 decided to infiltrate those with the potential to threaten the national safety of Britain and wanted to send me in undercover. Initially, I would be gone for at least 4 years, or until the movement disbanded. Your mother told me that if I went on this mission, I shouldn't bother coming back. I went. She shut the door behind me.
We had small children, James. How could you?
To protect all of you.
Sarah, this might be hard to hear, but your husband did the hardest and most honourable thing imaginable.
Clarence, it's best you stay out of this.
Edward, I know this doesn't make it any better, but I knew you would be there for Lucy and Johnny. I knew they would have someone looking after them beside their mother.
So instead of telling us what happened, you told us our father had died abroad? You thought lying to us would be kinder?
Lucy, you were 4 years old. Do you think you would have been able to understand?
So, why are you here, Dad?
Johnny?
Mom?
Why are you here?
I've spent too much time too deep undercover. I haven't reported to headquarters in over a year. By now they'll think I've defected.
Surely you're not the first who has trouble getting messages out.
Edward, I could have stopped the bombing. I could have prevented all this, but I failed. Now I have someone working to clear my name, but I can't be certain how it's going. I'm stuck here.
Well, we all are.
Who is that?
Oh, honey, never you mind.
Why did Luce call him Dad? Did I dream that?
Johnny.
You look funny, Uncle Ed.
It's not Uncle Ed, Johnny. You heard your sister right. I'm your father.
You're not my father. My dad's a hero.
Johnny, I'm over here. This man is your father.
But, Ed, my father died years ago.
He's alive, Johnny. He's right here.
Mom, I don't...
I know, love. I know.
Son.
Johnny, it's true. It's really our dad.
Mom said...
I was wrong, Johnny. He's alive.
But Father left us, and then he died, and then Edward became our father.
Edward was more of a father than I ever was, Johnny. I know that. But he's your mother's brother. I am your father.
James, now is not the time to talk to Johnny, I'm afraid. He needs to be taken care of.
James, you've been to the continent. You've seen what this disease can do.
I am warning you, Lieutenant. Pushing me.
You have no idea what this disease can do.
Lieutenant, I understand your point of view, but Johnny is my son and he will not be put outside.
If he's your son, how come he doesn't recognize you?
Is he my father?
Watch what you say. I will not warn you again.
You claim to be the boy's father, but he doesn't even remember you. Your brother-in-law was more of a father to them than you ever were.
Do you see why you're not wanted here? All you can do is start fights. All you ever do is try to hurt people, like a man blindly swinging a bat. What is wrong with you?
Wrong with me? Who would give up on finding a wife of his own to take care of the children of a man who'd had enough? Were you afraid you couldn't make a life for yourself and decided to use this as an excuse?
Enough! Boys, please, he's been cooped up for too long. He doesn't know what he's saying.
Oh, stop it, woman! I know damn well what I'm saying. I'm telling the truth and they can't handle it.
Edward, James, Lieutenant, my son, fuck you, is going to be a good fever. Will you stop him? He doesn't need a bunch of angry men shouting at each other.
Well, if you'd have put things in order...
Clements, just calm down. Sarah's right. The boy needs peace and quiet.
The boy has no hope left.
Uncle Ed, put him outside, please.
No.
Why don't we ask the boy's father? What chance does he have to survive, huh?
Dad?
Yes, Johnny, it's me, your father.
But my father...
Your father doesn't have the courage to tell the truth.
Oh, just rest there. Your father will still be here when you wake up. Don't worry.
I spent years undercover and you say I have no courage? Well, you've been a parasite to my family's hospitality and have done nothing but cause strife?
I've made more of an impact on the boy's life than you ever have.
Dad?
What is it, son?
I'm a soldier, just like you.
Johnny, calm down. You're not a soldier.
Why can't I be like that?
Honey, you're not making...
Oh, right. Because Dad is dead.
No, Johnny. He's right here.
He's too ill to understand any of it.
Father died. Mother said so.
No, Johnny, I'm right here. I'm here for you.
Just like you never were when he was growing up. Get this German off of me, you filthy Rhine monkey.
I am a soldier.
Calm down, Johnny. Listen to your father.
But my dad is dead.
I am not dead.
But my dad is.
James, you're confusing the boy.
Johnny, just calm down. Everything's all right.
So you can't be my dad.
No, Johnny,
Come here, love.
you. What is wrong with you?
There's nothing wrong with me. It's you lot.
Johnny!
Whoa, calm down, Johnny. That's dangerous.
I know. It's what killed my dad.
No, Johnny, I'm your dad.
My father is dead.
Johnny, I am not dead.
Then you're not my father.
I am your father.
But he's dead.
Johnny!
Johnny! What did you do?
I'm a soldier.
God, oh God!
Dad! No! Not now! No!
I told you this would happen. I told you all.
James, hold on. You can make it.
Why, Johnny? Why?
I told you this would happen. You wouldn't listen.
This is not about you, old man.
It's all your fault. To let in a German is to invite death into your home.
Shut your mouth!
No one's going to defend you now, boy. Everyone knows it's your people that did this.
Dad, are you mad?
Just go away. No one here wants you.
I think you mean no one wants you.
You two, just shut up.
Oh, James, why now? Why this?
You tore this family apart, and they'll not have you anymore.
I'm more a part of this family than you ever were.
She doesn't love you, boy. She never did and never will.
Dad, don't leave me. Not again.
They don't have room for you here, boy. Just go.
Lucy! Lucy!
They don't want you.
Lucy!
Well, just leave us, Henry. We need to... Oh, just leave us.
But, Lucy,
Just go!
You're alone, son. You have no part in this. There's no place for you here. It's all right, look. He's gone now. He's not coming back.
I don't see why you want to come back here.
Because who knows what James had hidden here. We weren't looking, but there could be something important here.
Like what?
Well, he was a spy, wasn't he? Who knows what kind of things we might find out.
Edward, I just don't see the point.
And yet you followed me here all the same.
Well, that's not because of your crazy ideas. I just need to be here.
I understand. It's hard to get your head around it, isn't it? I mean, you haven't seen him in years, and...
Oh, don't. What is it?
I'm not sure yet. But considering James tried to hide it here, it's probably important.
What is it? What did you find?
I'm not entirely sure.
Well, how can you not be sure? You read it, didn't you?
Yes.
Well,
it's not conclusive. But if I read this correctly, James has done some amazing work for our country. I mean, he couldn't stop the bombing, but he has spent years gathering valuable information. All those times I said he'd left his family.
oh, just because he was doing good work doesn't mean you were wrong when you said that, Ed. He did leave us. I don't know what we would have done if it hadn't been for you.
What else would I have done?
I'm trying to be nice here. Lucy and Johnny are lucky to have you around.
So what will you tell them?
What do you mean?
About all this. His work. What he's actually done.
I don't know. I'm not even sure Johnny will remember. He's recovering well, the doctors say. His youth will be his saviour. But I'm not sure how well Lucy is doing. She lost Henry, she lost her father. She tries to put on the brave face, but...
Lucy will recover. I have faith in her. It will be hard, though, without Henry there for her. Have you heard from him?
No. Maybe Lucy has, but I'm afraid it was curfew. It was a violent night. A lot of people died that night.
Henry was clever. He wouldn't have gotten himself killed.
You're only saying that. How didn't you know it?
Sarah, do you really think he would contact us? Maybe he would let Lucy know where he was, but he probably just fled. He needed to get away from us.
You can't blame him for that.
Right now, we need to focus on Johnny. He's a much bigger concern for us.
I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
No, Sarah. We need to be prepared. If he remembers everything, then that's one thing. What if he doesn't remember? What do you do then?
If you have faith in Lucy's recovery, why not Johnny?
Because she was there the entire time, mind intact. Johnny, on the other hand, has believed for years that his father was a fallen war hero. In his delirium, he found James, learned the truth, and then killed him. If he remembers, it might shatter him. Father he worshipped, dead, by his own hands.
What?
Just breathe, sis. Just breathe.
Ed, what am I going to do? If Johnny wakes up and he can't remember, what do I do?
It's too much for him to handle, Sarah, especially now. Maybe it always will be.
Are you saying you of all people?
Johnny, you can never know.
Very nice.
I am glad you got the role.
For a moment you think Clown
Alright.
is just being a little.
Comments?
A little.
Edward is a bit, it's sort of rubbing it in this last scene. To sort of recapping everything, just to sort of put extra salt on the
Oh, you just had a lot of feels in the last hour. Here's some extra feels.
You're crying, let's tell
Remember how your husband died by his son's hands. Your son shot your husband. This is not ordinary salt. Add some more salt in your wounds.
I know, right?